Welcome to Passion for the Pastime, where baseball lives 24/7, 365. Catch conversations with beat writers, broadcasters, current and former players of all levels. Now here's your host,
Walter Balsetta. Whoops, I fumbled. I got to get out of here.
Walter Balsetta.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Passion for the Pastime here on a Monday night. Oh, damn, I forgot. I didn't have a hat on. You guys like my hair? You like my free-flowing hair right now as we start this episode of the podcast? What's up, everybody? Good to see you in here. I see you guys have started communicating to one another early in the YouTube chat. We got Rocket New Era in here. Hey-yo, give me my passion fix 100%, man. We're still here. We're back. It's week 2 essentially of bringing the show back. We got AJ CRUZ in here for sure. What's up, AJ? Good to see you in here as well. I just put the phone on the charger, so give me a couple of minutes before we open up the CRUZ line 100%, but it will be up and open, functional tonight on this iteration of the show. So welcome in, everybody. Walter just showered. Yeah, you know what? Actually, funny that you mentioned that, Rockin'. We will get into that. We're obviously here to talk some Giants baseball, and this is your first time here on the podcast. My name is Walter Balsetta. I work at KMBR for the midday shows with Greg Papa and Greg Silver, my two Gregs, as we love to call them. 10 to 2. Been doing that since, I can't even remember. It's been that long. I think 2001 is when I first started working with Greg Papa, with the great John Lund back at Papa and Lund. But yeah, I've been there for a while, but a Giants fan through and through for the entirety of my existence. We're going on 33 years of life. So Giants ball is what we're going to be talking about. And unfortunately, there's no Giants game tonight. They get their series started in Colorado tomorrow for a 3-game set, and then they go down to Los Angeles. We're going to be talking about this whole road trip coming up, and then they come back and play, I believe, the Guardians and the Boston Red Sox when they come back. They have 3 consecutive Mondays off in a row, so we will be here for the next 3 Mondays. Set your calendars for 6 o'clock Monday tonight, obviously, because we're here next Monday, and the following Monday after that we'll be here on the podcast talking some Giants baseball, and we'll get into it. The big thing that we want to keep an eye on tonight is down south, is the other teams, the other teams in the National League West, with the Padres and the Dodgers. They are facing off tonight in San Diego. Let's see who's on the mound tonight. You got Dustin May on the mound and Nick Pivetta going for the Padres. So you want to keep an eye on that, because right now, as of tonight, the Giants are tied with the San Diego Padres for second place in the National League West, and both teams are only 1 game back of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Who would have thought that we would have been talking about this on June? What month is it? June 9th. Yes. By the way, happy 6-9 day, everybody. But yeah, so we'll definitely get into some Giants baseball talk here tonight. But going back to Rockin's comment, Walter just showered. I did shower. But believe it or not, I do, have good hygiene. May not look like it, but I do have good hygiene. Thank you, Rockin'. But the reason why I'm bringing up my shower is I don't know if I'm the only idiot that does this, or if you guys can sympathize with me a little bit when we're going through our routine of taking a shower. Normally, I mean, when you take a shower, you throw the shampoo in there, and then you get the conditioner going, and you let that set in a little bit, and then you get, you start washing the body off with the bar of soap or the liquid soap, whatever. That's a whole nother topic of conversation. You guys should hear that conversation with Murph in the morning. He is definitely a bar of soap guy. I think the new age thing is liquid soap. I'm definitely a liquid soap, 100% through and through. But anyway, that is not part of the discussion. I don't want you guys to be, diving into that. But do you keep the routine all the time? And when you break off of the routine of taking your shower, do you mess up? Because that's exactly what I did tonight. I normally, obviously, I told you guys my routine. I go shampoo, I go conditioner, and then I, wash off. I did not do that tonight because another thing we'll get into. This is the portion of the podcast called Walt's World. That's what we're doing here to start the podcast tonight. Reason why I changed up my routine is because I was on BART. And I will have a question on that towards the end of the show, and make sure to catch Walt's whip around at the end of the week with Greg Papa and Greg Silver, because this will be a topic of conversation. Me and Silver were having great riffs back and forth. I will not disclose that, but so anyways, I was on BART. I was on BART for a total of 2 hours today. An hour going, an hour coming. Was on the scooter for a little bit. I had to drop off the car to get an oil change, which did it with success, right? We're all checked out, but I felt a little grimy. I felt a little dirty. So I broke off of the routine and I went body wash first. Now, muscle memory, I'm tired. It's 5:20 in the evening. I'm getting ready to have some spaghetti dinner. I'm like thinking about all these other things. I'm like, oh damn, we got a podcast later we're gonna do. So I go ahead and put the body wash in my hand, and I run it through my hair, and I'm like, oh damn. So does anybody else do that? Like, does anybody else put like things that shouldn't be in your hair in the shower? Like, do you guys mess up? Because I feel like I do that like once a week. It's definitely a once a week thing, to where I forget how to properly wash myself. So you guys go ahead and let me know. Let me know in the comment section. We'll get on out there. But that is how my day, I guess, finished, or we're winding down the day to get ready for the podcast today. So yes, I did put body wash in my hair, but then I had to wash it out and get the shampoo and get the conditioner. We're fine. But I think I do that way too often, to where I might mess up these locks. And do you guys like the free flowing hair? Let me know that in the comments as well. But let's go out to the YouTube chat. Let's say hello to everybody else that is in here. But really quickly, I gotta make sure, because we are streaming here on YouTube. We are live on X as well. But I gotta make sure, because I don't know, for some reason we brought the podcast back, and it has been difficult to be live streaming on YouTube. Previously, I have been able to toggle over the stream and make it public, but I haven't been able to do that recently, because only myself can see it right now. So I'll have to figure that out another day. But all right, let's go out to the YouTube chat really quickly. We'll talk some Giants baseball and we'll get on out of here before the night is over. But let's see. Okay, yeah, take Walter. That's a wrestling joke for everybody that doesn't watch wrestling. Which, by the way, my algorithm, for some reason, I be getting a whole bunch of wrestling stuff, like from the '90s with The Rock and Triple H. But yeah, take a sip of water and spit it out like Triple H. I'll do that on my next entrance to tomorrow. Not tomorrow. We won't be doing a show tomorrow. On Wednesday, maybe we'll do a Triple H type entrance. Obviously can't do that indoors, so we got to find another solution to that. Maybe I'll do the podcast out on the patio, not 58 Social, but my patio at the house. Maybe we do it in the hot. No, I'm not gonna do it in the hot tub. Not just yet. But let's see what else we got going on. AJ CRUZ 33. Goddamn you, thank you, AJ. Appreciate you, man. Hopefully. I mean, do I look 33? Do I look younger? Do I look older? Let me know in the comments. Let's see. Anthony Mirakovich is in here. Walter's sweating. I'm not sweating, bro. I mean, it is a little warm in here, but I'm not sweating at all. Let's see what else we got going in here. You need a little suavecito in that dew, Walter. Hell yeah, man. Love that. Let's see. It's weird to hear when Derek says he uses shampoo. Does Derek say that he uses shampoo? I didn't know that was a thing. I guess, I mean, yeah, you gotta wash the scalp. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's a good question. I need to have Derek on here and ask him these pressing questions. How does he bathe himself? Let's see what else we got going on here. Mom spaghetti. Yeah, thank you. He's nervous. Let's see what else. Anthony, good to see you in here. AJ CRUZ, only one I know who messes up their shower is Tacky, namely no soap and no water. Hell yeah, dude. What's up, Tacky? Where's Tacky? Where's that guy? Where is he in here? I still got to get him those tickets, by the way. I have not held up my end of the bargain because I went on a hiatus. That's really why I disappeared from the stream. I wasn't trying to give Tacky those tickets. But where is Tacky? You're behind a lot. I am behind a lot. All right. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate you. Let's see. Walter, you wear 33 good. Derek looked like he's 45. Hell yeah. Appreciate that. All right, everybody. So what we're going to do tonight, thank you all for coming in. And of course, the YouTube or the CRUZ line is open for discussion. If you guys want to join in on the action, 925-392-5348 to join the conversation. If you want to get in on the CRUZ line at any moment, if we're talking about anything, you want to talk about the shower, you want to talk about your day, you want to talk about what you're eating, because I told you guys I ate some spaghetti. It was really good. I'm probably going to have another bowl after this bowl of spaghetti after this episode of the podcast. But before we get into all of that, we branch off and have a good time here. We're going to be here for probably about 45 minutes, something around that time frame. We're not really, clock watchers. We're just going to be out here until we're having a good time. So thank you guys for all stopping by and watching the podcast. We got to get into what happened over the weekend, man. And quite frankly, over the last week, we came back doing the podcast, going into that Padres series, right? And we started talking about the importance of the NL West showdowns with the Giants, with the Padres, obviously with the Dodgers coming in this next weekend. But the Giants just were not able to win against National League West opponents. Obviously, they won one against Arizona. They won a series against the Rockies, but to date, they still. I mean, I think they're closer to 500 now because they were 3-5. I think was their record. I might be off by a number or so. But they split ultimately against the San Diego Padres. And again, after the first two games, I came on here and it felt like the sky was falling. Right? Is the season over? It kind of felt that way just because they were not able to capitalize on a sputtering Padres team, right? They weren't able to capitalize on that, but what they ended up doing is they rallied, right? We had the moves with Lamont Wade Jr. Getting sent down, sending ripples through the clubhouse, and maybe that was a galvanizing moment for the San Francisco Giants. Maybe that woke them up a little bit because they were able to, again, squeak out these games. It wasn't like they were dominating or anything like that, but they won in Giants fashion. They won in a fashion that you would think that this team would be able to grind out, that they would be late in games, that they would need to have timely hitting, that they would have to have the ball bounce in their favor, a call go in their favor. I mean, that's kind of the type of Giants baseball that I think that this team is currently assembled to do. And where that starts is with the starting pitching. Starting pitching has been phenomenal in this last stretch of games. Obviously, we all know about the offense. They haven't been able to generate too much offense there in the past month, man. And they haven't really been able to do too much. But they ended up squeaking out these one-run games. They went into extra innings. And why that is the formula for this Giants team, I mean, obviously we talk about the pitching and they can take them deep into the game, like try to go 6 innings, 7 innings, but where it gets stretched out and where this team can separate themselves, especially going into this part of the season, is their freaking bullpen, man. I talked about it before and I'll say it again. This Giants bullpen is lights out. This Giants bullpen is, I thought it then, and I definitely think it now. It's the strongest part of this team, and it quite frankly might be the best bullpen in all of baseball. Even with Ryan Walker messing up in the closing role and being demoted, even with Camilo Doval that obviously got demoted last year, wasn't the closer, then assumes the closer role now. Then you got Randy Rodriguez. You just got all these arms in the Giants bullpen that are just lights out when it comes to it. So when you have a lead, when you are kind of trying to hold the bridge so that the floodgates don't come in with the opposing teams and they score a lot of runs, because obviously we know that this Giants offense is not able to win in that fashion. right? Because I mean, when you go back and look at their schedule, when you go back and look, I think that they still they haven't scored a lot of runs other than Wednesday and obviously Friday, right? They scored 6 and they scored 5, 6 against the Padres and 5 against the 5 against the Braves. But prior to that, it's always been a 3, a 2, a 1, a nothing. Going all the way back to the A's series back in May 16th when they won 9-1, the fireworks night, right? We keep referencing that because that was the last time that they had a really explosive offense. That was the last time that they exploded for this Giants team. So it's really interesting to see their formula for the Giants going down this stretch of the season. Because I mean, you go back and look for every single game, and even the games that they lost, right? I mean, it's been 1-run games left and right. You got the Padres right there. They lost 1-0. They lost 3-2, and then they won 6-5. They won 3-2. They won 5-4. Obviously, on the pass ball that Fitzgerald ended up capitalizing on that and won the walk-off home run that it felt like we haven't felt that in quite some time with Matt Chapman hit that walk-off home run on Saturday. And then they win 4-3. They sweep the Braves, which was huge, right? It was a huge moment. But I mean, are we over exaggerating? Are we over amplifying their success to recent date? I mean, obviously they just came out and split against the Padres. They went 2-2, but they swept the Braves. And quite frankly, when you look to the Braves and where they are in the standings, and I mean, we know that they were a team that had championship aspirations, right? We knew that they were a team that wanted to go out there and compete for a World Series this year. I think that the front office will tell you that. I think the players will tell you that. I think the fan base will definitely tell you that. In that, a lot of analysts still had the Braves winning the East. Now, I'm not an analyst, but I didn't think that the Braves were going to win the East. I actually didn't think that they would be a playoff team this year. I thought that they would regress, and that's come to fruition. I mean, that is exactly what is happening right now. Losing Max Fried, obviously there's other issues for the Braves, but losing Max Fried, that leadership in the pitching staff, I think was a huge blow to the team, obviously. So the Braves are kind of falling out of it. They're kind of a team that, again, they've been good in recent years. How good are they? The Giants just swept them. How much of this series kind of weighs in to how you're feeling about the Giants, right? I mean, obviously it's a sweep, and you want to celebrate those wins, right? And it's not really a small win because the Giants, as of late, they hadn't been playing great baseball, but they were out there and they swept a quality team. But how good of a Braves team are you giving the Giants credit for? Like how much of this series sweep are you giving the Giants credit for when you look to where they are currently in the standings? So we'll definitely have to see how they fare against the Dodgers, right? And I mean, don't overlook this Colorado series. That's the one thing that you want this Giants team to kind of be locked in. You want them to be locked in what they're doing and who they're playing, because you go into Coors Field and you're not locked in, that can be a recipe for an issue. I mean, that could be a problem. You go to Coors Field, you'll get Coors Field. You'll give up 5, 6, 7 runs easily. And I mean, I was hoping that there would be a switch in the pitching rotation at one point going into the series, because obviously they have the off day today. You can pitch Robbie Ray on regular rest tomorrow, but it looks like they'll be going with Kyle Harrison. I'm a little bit concerned about that one because Kyle Harrison, the fastball pitcher, he might leave some elevated, and those balls might go out of the ballpark, right? So it's going to be a really interesting dynamic to see Kyle Harrison. I think that he has pitched well in the past in Colorado, if I am remembering correctly. I want to say maybe it was last year. It had to be last year, because I want to say that it was a series of back-to-back starts, or it was in the same series that Hayden Birdsong and Kyle Harrison both had really good starts in Colorado. I could be completely off on that, But don't put anything past Kyle Harrison, but it just does concern me a little bit. Does concern me a little bit, especially he got roughed up in his last outing. I believe that was against the Padres on Wednesday. Didn't he pitch on Wednesday? I'm trying to remember that. Let's see here. Pulling up the box score. Did he pitch on Wednesday? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, he did. Yeah, yes. Let's see. Look, and I kind of thought that was going to happen. He went 4 1/3, gave up nine hits, 5 earned runs, 3 Ks and a walk. So the walk numbers weren't there, but he was giving up a lot of loud contact. That's the big thing. The key there. It's not little dribblers through the hole or just getting by somebody. It was a lot of loud contact for Kyle Harrison in his last start against the Padres. So he will be going tomorrow for the Giants in Colorado, and then after that you got Robbie Ray, which again I would love for them to switch that a little bit. To have Robbie Ray go tomorrow. And why that has importance is because you go into later into the week. Obviously, Birdsong will be pitching in Colorado, but then you would end up getting a pitching matchup of Logan Webb on Friday. You would get Landon Roop on Saturday, and then you would, if you switched, you'd get Robbie Ray. If you pitches tomorrow, you get Robbie Ray on Sunday to finish the series against the Dodgers. I think that would be huge. But is it that point in the year where you want to start manipulating the pitching rotations? Obviously, I mean we're not talking about September, October, even late August baseball yet. So maybe it's not really a move that you want to do. You want to go out there with the guys and keep the routine as simple as possible. So I don't know. I mean, if it was up to me, I would love to see Robbie Ray pitch tomorrow. Again, it would be on regular rest because of the off day. You can move him to tomorrow. But it looks like it's going to be Kyle Harrison because the starter is already named or it's already listed on MLB.com. I don't know how realistic it is to ask for the Giants to move off of that. So we'll have to follow that and we'll have to see. But it's going to be a fun week. Definitely a fun week of baseball for the Giants. Again, the Dodgers and the Padres are kicking off in a little bit in San Diego. I want to say that their game starts a little bit, like maybe in like 20 minutes, to be honest. I don't know if they start a little bit later in San Diego. Well, they're in warm-up now, so I don't see the start time. But my guess would be that they're starting at 6:45 or San Diego might have one of those weird start times where they like start at 6:48 or something like that. Like Anaheim does I think Anaheim does like 07s or like 09s or I don't know. Anaheim does weird stuff too, obviously because of TV money. Anyways, so the Padres taking on the Dodgers. That's going to be huge because the Giants, if they go into Colorado and take care of business, they could end up in first place before they get to Los Angeles. So it's going to be a huge series this weekend. But again, you got to get through Colorado because a lot of weird things can happen in Colorado. But the one thing that you want to see in Colorado, you want to see Willy Adames, man. You want to see Willy Adames get going. Like, he had the off day, obviously, and that was his first off day of the year. You hope that he can mentally reset. And I mean, if there was a park, obviously we all know there was somewhere you wanted to go to be a slump buster, it is Coors Field. You want to go out in Coors Field and ball out if you're Willy Adames. I need to see a 500-foot bomb from Willy Adames. I need to see a 4-for-5 effort from Willy Adames because, quite frankly, it's gotten to this point that Willy Adames, it's been a disappointment. I mean, it has been a disappointment. Obviously, how much of a disappointment is it? The Giants currently, looking at their record, they're 10 games above 500. They're 38-28. So how disappointed can you really be in a Willy Adames? You can't be too upset, right? You can't be too worked up on a Willy Adames. Obviously, if you're asking Jack Loader, our guy from Digital, if you're asking Jack Loader about a Willy Adames and how disappointed he is in him, I mean, yeah, nobody's safe from a Jack Loader. He would not be happy with Willy Adames, regardless if the Giants were to. I think the only time that Jack Loader would be happy with the production right now that Willy Adames is giving is that if the Giants went on to go to the World Series or possibly win it. Obviously, who else? I mean, who would you be to be upset at Willie Adames if they were to go on and achieve those heights, right? But quite frankly, they're not going to do that if Willie Adames continues at the tick that he is going. It has not been pretty for Willie Adames. Obviously, it's nice to see the vibes, right? It's nice to see him. Obviously, you could see the picture from Saturday, the walk off with Matt Chapman. You could see who is the first one out there. You could see the person with the Gatorade jug who is dumping it on Matt Chapman. That is Willie Adames. He is a big cheerleader for the team. But do you want to pay? What is it? What was it? I think it's $182 million for a cheerleader. Is that something that you want to pay? I mean, right now he's hitting 193. That's not going to cut it. Obviously, it is a different conversation if the Giants are at or below 500. Right now, they're 10 games above, so you can't really be too down on it. But I do think that there are some positives with Willie Adames being on this team. But we'll definitely dive into that. But let's go out to the CRUZ line. We're gonna talk with Rockin' New Era. He's gonna question my hairdo and why I don't have a hat on. But let's go out to Rockin' New Era. Rockin', what's up, bro? How you doing tonight on a Monday night?
Hey, yo, what's going on, Walter? No, I'm not gonna get on you about not wearing a hat.
Are you liking?
You have wet hair. Wet hair.
You liking my hair, bro? You liking how it looks, huh?
I dig the flow. Papa would be jealous. I have the best hairdo, Walter.
That's
can't compete with me.
That's the real question, bro. Who has the better lettuce, me or Papa? We got to ask that on the whip around on Friday.
I give it to you, Walter. I give it to you.
Thank you. What's up, bro? How you doing tonight?
All right. Grabbing a few hats from my little spot. But you can't wear a hat if your hair is wet. That's one thing you can't do.
No, you got to put some product in it. You got to dry it out a little bit, and then you don't want the hat to smell like mildew. After a while, it gets wet. Hats smell disgusting if they're wet.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Then it won't last long. Then it gets all moldy and everything. Yeah, you can't do that, Walter.
That's nasty, bro.
Good job on not wearing a hat.
I appreciate it. You would have been more upset if I wore a hat with my wet hair. Is what you're saying?
Exactly. Yeah. Just like I didn't understand Greg Papa wearing a Padres hat. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was a weird one at the end of the show. What did he say? He said, "Oh, because he was rooting for the Padres." I'm not wearing that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
Let Papa do his thing. You know what I mean? But I'm not wearing that. I'm not putting that on. Like when it was the World Series, I wasn't repping the Yankees. I wasn't repping the pinstripes. But I was just like, hey, you know what? Go Yanks. But you wouldn't see me wearing any clothing to represent the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a postseason and the Padres knocked out the Dodgers, I'm like, okay, I get it. Or if you had a Dodger coworker, and you're trying to troll them, then I get it. Like, all right, well, you're trying to troll and you're trying to insult.
Yeah.
That's why.
Dude, do you know
what's going on? We got to sleep.
Do you know any Dodger fans, by the way, while we're talking about that? You know any Dodger fans?
Still work at Hat Club with a Dodger fan, and luckily this was before COVID, so their the way they lost in the postseason was always hilarious to me.
Oh, dude, it was the best. Like as a Giants fan, because obviously we had our 3, but as a Giants fan, once we got further away from that, we just looked forward to the postseason collapse of a Dodgers, right? I mean that was the best moment in October for a good 5 to 6 years. I think it was a good run.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, hopefully it's still the case. Hopefully they go back to their ways and get knocked out in the postseason.
Yeah.
I also did the same thing with Raiders fans because I obviously Hat Club customer service, so I get all these like random customers in. So for me to add salt to the wound, like the Raiders, I always wore like teams that they always lost against, like Charger hats and a Charger jersey.
Yep.
Like, You're a Charger fan? Like, no, I'm just not a Raider fan.
Yeah, dude. Oh man. So I'm on BART, right? And normally I try to get a seat, and obviously now because I'm going down to Daly City, so it's a long ride, right? So there's a Raider fan, there's a Dodger fan, right? And I'm just saying hypothetically, there's a Raider fan, there's a Dodger fan, and there's a Laker fan that walks in. Um, who are you giving up your seat to? If you had to pick one, who are you giving up your
If I,
seat to?
the Raiders,
Would you really? Is it because you're scared that
the Raiders,
he'd beat you up or what?
just because if I have the option of the other two, fuck the Dodgers and fuck the Lakers. Raiders is kind of like, they're kind of like the Padres right now.
Or what if the
Like, there's no real right.
all right, let me change
There's
it
no
up.
rivalry right now. They left the Bay Area.
All right, but let me change it up a little bit. What if that Raider fan is Derek?
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, see? Yeah, that's a good one.
Let's see. Either Derek or a Dodger fan or a Lakers fan. Who would I give my seat up to? Well, first I think I have to say, eat shit, Derek.
Yeah.
So maybe the Laker fan.
Laker fan.
So maybe the Laker fan.
Does the Laker fan, does the era of a Laker fan, does that right, AJ chiming in, Derek can stand. Does the era of a Laker fan change your opinion? Like does it matter if they're rocking with the Kobe? Does it matter if they're with the Magic, with the Kareem, like LeBron? Like does one era of a Laker fan piss you off more than others? Like, does it matter to you, or is it just all the same?
It kind of feels all the same, but at the same time, the new Laker fan is more delusional because they weren't really able to enjoy Kobe,
Yeah.
so they weren't really around. So I think the new one with LeBron, as well as LeBron being a Warriors rival,
Right.
I think that kind of pisses me off more. The Kobe era more I envy because obviously the
Yes.
Warriors sucked, so I was
Right.
always kind of like jealous.
Kobe,
I'd say the new fan is kind of like more annoying than anything.
I mean, the new Laker fan has kind of morphed into the Cowboys fan, right? I mean, just the delusion that they have, and they want
Yeah, exactly.
they want to have credit for all this past success, but hasn't done anything recently. And also, I mean, going back to like the Laker fans that are on LeBron, like, oh my God, he's the GOAT. It's just like, yeah, you guys weren't around when you watched Kobe, because you guys would never say that LeBron was in the same stratosphere of Kobe Bryant.
Exactly. I mean, us Niner fans are kind of the same, where we embellish on the past because our drought has been like four.
Well, damn, bro. I mean,
years
hey,
now.
hey, we don't we don't take friendly fire, bro. What are you doing? We're shitting on everybody else. You're not bringing it to the faithful. What are you doing? Come on, Rockin', I'm about to hang up on you.
Yeah, well, I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, some fans, okay, because the new Niner fans are kind of annoying too, because
Yeah.
a lot of them didn't get to experience the '94 Super Bowl, so it's kind of the same thing. Well,
including myself. I wasn't there for the '94, bro. So I can't claim.
What year were you born?
I was born '92, but I mean, you're gonna give me credit for saying?
Well, you were alive at least.
I know, but you're gonna give me credit for saying "goo goo gaga" like as the Niners are winning Super Bowl in '94. Come on, bro. I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
because you've been alive. I mean, Derek has never seen a Super Bowl win.
That's true.
I've never seen the Raiders win a Super Bowl in my lifetime, and I'm 41.
Damn, that's shots fired. Yeah, I guess in theory there could be a photo floating around of me as an infant watching the 49ers win a Super Bowl. I guess that's in theory that could be true.
You can at least you can say the Niners have won a Super Bowl in your life, so you're good on that part.
Okay, thank you. I'll take that. I'll take that. I for the longest time, bro, if I don't recollect, like in my own like brain watching it like it didn't happen. And that was a big thing for what was it? Oh, it was, I think it was the was it the World Series? I think it was the World Series against the with the Giants and the, or I'm sorry, not the Giants, with the Dodgers and the Yankees. I didn't watch the clincher because I'm just like, yeah, if I don't watch it, it never happened. It doesn't exist in my mind.
I got a question for you.
What? What's up?
So out of all the teams, Warriors, Niners, sorry, why not? OV. If you could choose any of those franchises to have a guaranteed title, which team would you pick?
If I had to choose one of those teams to have a guaranteed shot,
Yeah, the guaranteed title, like you'd win the championship, guaranteed. Which franchise would you hand it to?
oh, bro, probably the Niners. Probably the Niners.
Okay,
Because that one,
I agree.
that one has eluded me. Like you know what I mean? Like I know what you're saying. Like I was alive in '94. Obviously, I was 2 years old when it occurred. Technically, I think I was 1.5 because I wouldn't have turned 2 prior to the Super Bowl in '94, right? So I would have been 1.5, and you know, I'm not out there celebrating. I'm not out there, you know, with the parade. I had my Warriors parade. I had my Giants parade, and I had multiple for the Warriors and the Giants. Haven't experienced
No sure.
the city and the Bay like explode with the Niners, right? I mean, and I think why I would want the guaranteed is because I don't want like the Niners to go back to the Super Bowl and lose to Patrick Mahomes for a third freaking time, dude. Like I've been teased in my lifetime with 3 Super Bowls, right? Obviously the Harbaugh,
Yeah.
the Harbaugh that we lost. That, I mean, that one still pisses me off to this day. And then the 2 that we lost to Patrick Mahomes. I think the last one, the later one in Vegas, I think hurt a little bit more. But yeah, man. I mean, without question, I would pick the Niners. Who would it be for you?
Maybe the Niners, because I was
Yeah.
too young to really enjoy it. Because obviously, at 10 years old, and Niners had already won their 5th one by that time.
Right.
I was like, all right, you know, we're gonna win another one in a few years, not knowing. Yeah, that's gonna be the last one for now.
That was the last one, dude. Oh my god, yeah, no, and there's something to that, Rockin'. There's something to that, dude. In that the Niners had so much success. Like, you know how much I had to listen to the old heads, like in my family, like my older cousins and my dad and my uncle, and them just talking about Montana and talking about Jerry Rice and watching them in their heyday and talking about Steve Young. And then I'm over here, you know, losing my S over you know, freaking Jeff Garcia, Alex Smith, Tim Rattay. You know what I mean? Like like it doesn't even compare. So it's like I know that it's not too far removed because the people that I look up to in my life, they're talking about it, and I'm like, dude, like it just pisses me off to no end because there is a generation of fans that know what it's like, and it's like I haven't felt that yet. I haven't felt it, so it just irritates me
Okay,
more than anything.
so another question. So out of the 3 Super Bowl losses that the Niners have had, which team would you have given the Super Bowl win to?
Ooh, what team?
For me, it would be the Harbaugh team.
I think so. I think so because, I mean, and I don't know if you can say it about the Shanahan teams because they had really good defenses, but I'm telling you, if that Harbaugh team won the Super Bowl, they're talking about that 49er team as being one of the best defenses of all time. Like I mean, you got Patrick Willis out there, you got Aldon Smith out there, you got Justin Smith, you got Ray McDonald, right? You got Goldson, you got Dante Whitner. I mean, dude, you had hammers out there on defense. And then, I mean, switching over to the offensive side, I mean, bro, you got the best runner in 49er history in Frank Gore. It was gift wrapped. You could have ran it into the. See, now I'm getting all pissed off talking about the Niners. Thank you. But yes, it would have been the Harbaugh team. I think because that team would have been discussed as one of the great Super Bowl teams. I think not only in like modern era, but I think just in all of the Niner teams, I think it might be up there, especially the defense, 100%.
Yeah, the reason I wanted that team to win because the Giants had won the World Series for that season too. So how dope it would have been 2012 for the Niners
Yeah.
and the Giants have won the same year.
We could have been a city of champions, bro. And then the Sharks were like in the Stanley Cup, like not too far removed from that too. There was like a long stretch where the Bay Area was fully represented, like with the Niners, with the Giants, with the Warriors, and then the Sharks. It was just like a decade of championship watching for the Bay Area.
Yeah, it was a plethora of all the teams being good at the same time. And,
yeah, dude.
Well,
yeah.
Sharks suck right now.
right now, who do you think? Just talking about this championship thing and cross team analysis. Who do you think is closest to winning a ship? Warriors, Niners, or Giants?
Warriors. I think if they tweak stuff in the off season, I mean they already got the 3. So all they need to do is just add a consistent second or third. Well, I guess Jimmy Butler would be the second scorer. So pretty much a consistent third scorer and help off the bench. Because
Yeah.
I think we would have really definitely had a chance against the Wolves if Steph stayed healthy. Because there was only one game we got blown out by the Wolves.
Bro, would the Warriors be in
like-
the championship? Like the biggest what if? Like would the Warriors be in the championship right now, facing off against the Pacers?
How we would have done OKC though.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like the veteran presence. I don't know. I think it could have spooked them a little bit. I don't know if they end up winning it, but I think they could have. I think they could have gave them a run for their money.
Definitely, I agree. We would have definitely given a run for their money. Like,
Dude,
maybe they would have folded like the Rockets or something. I don't
the
know.
ghost of Steph Curry. You know what I mean? Like, you know what that would do to the fan base, and you know what that would do to just him going back to OKC, bro. That'd be incredible.
No.
Like I think he haunts their sleep, 100%.
Oh, that's for sure. There's like pretty much our version of Patrick Mahomes. Like freaking we're traumatized by him at this point.
Yeah, dude. Oh man.
But I mean, didn't also help that Jimmy Butler was
up,
injured.
Huh? You had to bring that up. You had to bring up Patrick Mahomes again. Come on, man. You know how to push my buttons. I'm getting all pissed again.
Well, my apologies, Walton.
I don't know if you were listening, and I'll let you go, bro. It was a great phone call. But I don't know if you were listening to, it was a whip around a couple of weeks ago. I forget what the context was, but I pretty much asked like if there was someone, something happened in sports, and maybe you'll remember. But essentially the question was if there was someone that you could just walk up to and punch, like with no repercussions or anything, just a free shot, who would it be? And my answer was Patrick Mahomes. That was my answer. I'm standing by it.
It has to be athlete because I immediately went to Nick Wright.
Well, okay, funny that you say that because Papa's answer was Stephen A. He said Stephen A. And I forget what Silver's answer was. Why did I ask that question though? There's something happened, like someone punched someone in a game, and then that got the conversation going. But yeah, Nick Wright, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'll give you that one. But yes, preferably it would be
how to be an athlete.
Well, no, I mean, I just kind of opened it up. I mean, if you wanted to get personal, like, yeah, you can punch anybody, like, who do you want to punch, like, more than anybody?
Well, athlete-wise, Derek? No, I'm playing.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna let Derek know you said that. Oh
yeah.
Man,
I would say I would have to agree, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes. Yeah,
that'll be my number one athlete.
I just want to punch him.
I mean, he has that face.
He does have that
punch.
Face.
Yeah, punch me.
He has a punchable face. He has a punchable face indeed. 100%.
Doesn't that Just imagine after you punch him and he sounds like Kermit the Frog. Ow, ow, ow.
Oh, dude. Hey, Rockin', I appreciate you calling in tonight, man. It was fun. Hopefully you had a good time. I'm about to get out of here in a little bit, but appreciate you, man. Appreciate you stopping by on the podcast. How do you think the Giants are going to do this week?
Oh, man.
Huh? How do you think they fare against the let's start with the Rockies really quick before I let you go.
It's a what, a 3-game series?
Yeah, 3-game series in Colorado.
2 out of 3.
What?
I think they'll take 2 out of 3.
Oh, shit. I thought you said 0 out of 3. I was like, bro, they're going to get swept?
Nah.
What are you talking about?
No. 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3.
Okay, 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. What about the Dodgers? What about the Dodgers, bro?
You know what? I'll say 2 out of 3 from them, too.
Ooh, what 2? What 2 are you going with? You going Friday, Saturday? You going Friday, Sunday? What? You going the back end? You going Saturday, Sunday? What 2 are they
back
winning?
end. Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday? Damn, they're going to lose with Logan Webb on the mound, huh? That's crazy. I would like it. I would like it.
Logan Webb.
What do you mean
He
Logan
got caned a lot, so.
What do you mean Logan Webb? Oh, dude. All right, Rockin'. It was a good phone call until then.
Well,
come on, bro. What are you talking about?
What I mean is the bat zones help him out. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. So nothing against Logan Webb. It's just the Matt Cain effect.
No,
is what you're saying.
Yeah, he gets caned.
Okay, right.
I just can't rely on the bat to freaking give him run support.
All
That's
right.
the only thing.
I take it back. All right, Rockin'. I got AJ calling now, bro. But I appreciate you calling in. It was a fun phone call.
Hell yeah, we'll do it again next time you're on.
All right, hell yeah, dude. We'll do it soon.
Talk to you later. Have a good one.
All right, that is Rockin', and we go from Rockin' New Era to the namesake of the phone line. We got the CRUZ line. AJ Cruz. What's up, Cruz? What's up, bro? Wait, he hung up, bro. Come on, man. Okay, here we go. Let's do that again. We got the namesake of the phone line, the CRUZ line. It's AJ Cruz. What's up, man? Take 2. Go.
And what's up, man? I couldn't take it anymore. You know, like unlike some other show where it's just opinionated homers, man. I got some takes on the stuff you guys talked about. So if I have to give up my seat to one of those other suck ass fans, it would have to be, I hate to say it, but I have to be the Lakers. Only because I respect the Lakers. I don't have to like them, but I respect them. Those are 2 different things, okay?
All right.
So Dirk was over here. Dirk was over here last night talking about I can separate the athlete from the person. And he's talking about that jabroni ass Aaron Rodgers, whatever his name was.
Aaron Rodgers.
I think Derek's bull. I think Derek's bullshit. He's just a mark for football, and that's all it is. He's just making excuses now. So me, I can, but his point does have merit. Okay, so me, I can separate the fan base from the annoying team, and I would say the Lakers in particular, the Showtime Lakers, because they were some bad dudes. Okay, they were some bad dudes. You don't have to like it, but you got to admit they were some bad dudes. And plus Lou Alcindor, aka Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he's a Bruin. I'm a Bruin. You know, you got to be true to your school, right? So there's that.
Damn, you went to UCLA,
as
bro?
Far as I did all the way. I walked 03. I actually got my diploma 04, but we don't talk about those things, right? I'm a Bay Area Bruin. As far as what team would I give the title to? Absolutely, it would have to be the 49ers. And I think the Harbaugh Niners, just because their defense was so sick, dude. That defense was sick as hell. Our D has been good, but you know, like our older teams, the team of the 80s and even the 90s team, like we were good on both sides of the football, right? But these last 3 championship runs, like we've been really better on one side than the other. I mean, clearly our defense was the best side of the ball. I mean, we had some promise on offense, but ultimately when it came down to go time, offense couldn't keep up. So So I would have to say that one. And to tell you the truth, Walter, as you know, I mean, yeah, losing the Super Bowl sucked. But for me, the game that hurts the most that I cannot bring myself to watch back ever was that NFC Championship game against the Giants when
bro.
the Williams drop
yeah.
broke my fucking heart, dude.
Oh yeah,
That broke my heart. That was the one game that because dude, the Patriots were not going to beat us that year.
No.
You know, we were going to fuck them up. We were going to fuck them up,
sure,
and
for sure.
That broke my goddamn heart, dude. So that's like more than any other game. That's my first sports heartbreak was watching the Bash Brothers World Series teams lose to the Pinche Doyers the first time around.
Yeah,
and then they beat the Giants, which was yeah, and I'll admit I was an A's fan back then, but that's just because everyone around me were A's fans. I really wasn't committed to baseball, right?
Yeah, we're not judging.
And I didn't really mind yeah, and I didn't really mind the Reds so much. I just didn't like Chris Sable because he had those stupid looking goggles on. That's why I didn't like him. But that's besides the point. That's besides the point. I would want the Niners to win, but plain simply for two reasons. One, because out of all sports, football, that's my favorite one, right? And as much as I would love to have the Sharks win a title, I'm not super invested in the hockey.
Yeah. And
I also don't want Nicole V to celebrate that and pray that in the chat. So you know what? Fuck Nicole V. I'm not doing it. So I want the Niners to get it before the Sharks.
Okay.
Nicole V's a phony fan anyway. But
all right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Right.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like everything that you're saying, AJ. I was going back to the YouTube chat really quick. Otis chiming in. Just saw Otis in here for the first time. What's up, Otis? Good to see you in here. But he said, I honestly just reopening the wound for all Niner fans that are in this YouTube chat right now. Honestly, was kind of sick after that Niners NY football Giants NFC championship game. I had to take the day off of work the next day. Dude, that one did hurt. That one hurt.
Yeah.
That one hurt a lot.
I was
like pissed. I was pissed. You bring up Kyle Williams, bro. People get really upset.
All you gotta say is Kyle Williams. You know exactly what you're talking about. You know, and you know I can't blame the poor guy. You know, it just happens. It happens.
I think he's in real estate now. By the way. I think he's a real estate agent.
But it's just the way we lost the game. It's not like we got overpowered. It's not like we couldn't get a final stop on 3rd and 1 with like 2 seconds to go. You know, it was in our hands. If we have that, I'm not saying we march all the way down and win the game, but to lose it in that fashion, you know, to where it's whoops and they get it right back on a short field and boom, there it goes. That was a killer. You know, if we had like 5 minutes to go, maybe we could come back from that, but it was just too far gone at that point. See, but Otis is a real one. And you know what the difference between a Niners fan and a Raiders fan is? My cousin, when the Raiders lost the Super Bowl to Tampa Bay, he took the fucking week off of work. That's a sucker move right there, dude. That's a sucker move.
Dude went on vacation. On vacation. My God.
Yeah, he said he was a painter. He worked for his uncle. He's like, I just didn't go to work for the whole week. They didn't call me. They knew what's up, and then I went back the following week, and they didn't say anything.
Like, did he go on a darkness retreat? Like did he just lock himself in the room? Was he at like a staycation or?
Yeah, probably. He probably just drank himself stupid, you know. So I don't know. I was in LA when it happened. I was watching the game at a friend's apartment, and he was a Raiders fan too, and he was drunk on the floor crying, "Oh please, we've been waiting so many years." And I was like, "Dude, it's not even funny anymore. It's not even funny anymore, dude." I was like looking at my guy Steve. I was like, "Dude, this is fucking pathetic." And he was just shaking his head like, "Dude, I can't make fun of him anymore, dude. This is pretty fucking bad."
Just going back to that 2002 Super Bowl with the Bucks and the Raiders. I've never really asked Derek the question because 2002 for us. When you talk about it in the Bay Area, it's the Giants losing to the Angels, right? I didn't even comprehend right now. Like I didn't even comprehend that in that same year, what I was feeling, Derek was feeling before I even felt it. So I need to ask Derek, like how did he get through 2002? Like how did he feel? Like did he feel heartbroken like I did when the Giants lost to the Angels? Like was it amplified? Like I need to ask him these questions because we never really talked about it. Me and Copes and any Giants fan always talk about 2002. We always bring it up, but I've never really asked Derek how he felt about losing that Super Bowl in 2002.
Oh, man, And Derek was in Texas. Nobody in Texas cares about the Raiders. He was by himself, dude. They were beating him up for his Thunderbucks. That's what they were doing. They were just like shaking him like, yeah, you better give me your Thunderbucks now, and Derek, like shaking him upside down for his Thunderbucks. Come on, dude. Derek was getting punked. But you know what? Speaking of 02, I was in LA when all that happened, right?
Yeah.
So you'd be surprised how many sucker ass Beach Doyers fans I saw. All of a sudden, they were wearing Angel stuff, and I was like, wait, hold on, wait, what is this? I thought you were a Dodgers fan. He goes, well, I was like, no, I don't. What the fuck? I thought, all of a sudden, look at you.
Like, no,
and
you don't
turns
do
out
that.
He was a Mexican dude. Yeah, but he came with jokes because his dude's name was Angel. So he's like, hey, come on, man, it's my name. I'm like, fucker, you're right. Okay, well, I see how it is, dude. Okay, all right, Angel.
He gets the pass.
I see you.
He gets the pass, right? Do I get the pass for wearing the Nationals hat during the World Series because of W? Do I get a pass on that?
I guess. But you know what?
Nice,
when the Niners, speaking of which, when the Niners won the last Super Bowl, so you were still in Canada when that happened, so that doesn't count. Okay, so you might have been watching it, but it must have been on the black box because you were in Canada when all that shit was going down, right?
It was on BBC Network. Yeah, BBC Network.
BBC needs something different around these spots, Walter. You gotta be careful, right?
Hey, whoa,
so,
hey.
Whoa, hey, oh.
Right. Call Copes now. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. So, that's an interesting question. I mean, I'm pretty sure Derek was like mad, and I don't know if he had many friends anyway, so he wasn't really talking to anybody at school. But I just don't get, dude. Is like, how the hell Derek is from Texas and he's not even like a Oilers fan, at least, like he doesn't root for the Rangers or for anybody. He's got like no allegiance over there, and he's like, well, my dad called the games for everybody. Yeah, well, he called for the Giants too. So how come you're not a Giants fan all of a sudden, right? So I don't know, man. I got to take whatever Derek gives me with a grain of salt. But you know what? Yeah, he was getting mugged for his Thunderbucks.
You know what we got to do. You know what we got to do. Now that we're talking about Derek, we got to invite Derek on the pod, and then we ask him all these questions. I think that's what we're gonna do at some point.
No, he's gonna be too defensive. He's gonna be like, all right, everybody, come on, take your best shot at the old Derekster. He won't do it. He won't do it. I'm on strike from the pod, by the way. I'm on strike from the pod.
Oh, come on, why not?
But yeah, right. Just because he don't do it the way you do it. That's why. But
right,
but one more thing.
Yeah, what's up?
One more. Yeah, exactly. One more thing before we get out, we're kind of chit chatting between us cool kids about having a watch party over a preseason game over in Walnut Creek somewhere. So I forget which date, but we were like trying to debate who we're gonna bring in because we don't want any like cross station chingazos there. So, but I had heard through the grapevine that your flake percentage is like pretty high. It's in the 90s. So I just wanted to see if you would be willing to kind of defend your honor and show up, even if it's just for a little bit. So I just wanted to just throw that out there and just let it marinate a little bit, So
yeah,
I'm trying to help you improve your stats. I'm trying to help you improve your stats, Walter.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm all about pad statting. Where are we going? We going to Stadium Pub? Where are we going?
I believe it's Masses in Walnut Creek.
All right. I mean, I'll Google it. I don't know where it is off the top of my head, but I mean, I'll be there. Just let me know. I'll be there. Masses.
Yeah. All right.
Otis knows Masses. Is Otis going? Here's the thing. Is Otis going?
Otis was with us last time. Otis was with us last time.
All right.
Yeah. So
then I'll be there. If Otis is there, I'll be there. 100%.
Oh, dude, Otis was the guy. Dude. You got to come out and meet Otis. He's the man. He's the man.
I believe it. I believe it. He looks like a very, very nice person. I need to meet
very stand up.
I need to meet Otis.
Very stand up, stately. He's actually matter of fact, we met up with Derek and Nice Guy once upon a time there. So who knows? Maybe the Derekster will be there. The bunch full of Thunderbucks, and you can get it too. Man, we should. I'm down throwing $3 and just get Derek a shirt with some color in it, and I don't mean like from like a mustard stain or anything like that. That boy needs some variety in his laundry, so in his wardrobe. But that's just me.
Man,
but hey, you know what? I've taken up enough time, Walter. You have a good one, and remember, when the light hits your eye from the window of that BART train, don't get mad. Be happy because you're alive yet another day. Take care, my brother. Have a good one.
All right, AJ. Appreciate you, man. All right. That was AJ CRUZ. That was a great phone call. And I think that was a, this become I almost said Drake. This become a Derek roast. Yeah, I think it did. I got to get Derek on here to defend his honor for sure. But it was a fun episode of the podcast, man. We didn't really get into some Giant stuff tonight. Really quickly, I mean, we were talking about it earlier. I was going on my soapbox. I was talking about the Giants and how they measure up against the NL West. This weekend is going to be huge, and obviously we're going to do another show. We're going to be back here on Wednesday and probably Friday. Maybe we'll do a watch party for the Giants Dodgers series. Maybe I'll invite in Eric Engel. Maybe invite in Danny Dunn. And we'll take phone calls and just talk about it and all that kind of stuff. We'll have to see what we end up doing and what the plan is on Friday. But we'll be back here later in the week. We'll talk about the Giants and the Dodgers and how they measure up against the Dodgers and the National League West. And obviously, I mean, we gotta keep tabs on what's going on in San Diego. And right now, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up because I believe that they are in action as we speak. And it is, holy crap! It is 2-2. Already, it's the bottom of the first. It's 2-2. This game is going to be crazy. So if you guys want to go ahead and watch that, how did they score? I gotta pull this up. Scoring, we got a Freddie Freeman double. Shohei Ohtani scored. That's how they got their first run. And then Will Smith, that dude, he's going to be an all-star again. One of the better catchers in Major League Baseball. Will Smith with a sac fly. Freddie Freeman scored on that. And then the Padres are coming back. Fernando Tatis and Luis Arraez. Fernando Tatis scored. Manny Machado hit a double. Luis Arraez got to third, and I don't have the updated how they scored their second run, but it is 2-2 in the bottom of the first right now with someone on second, one out, and Gavin Sheets is up at the plate with a 1-2 count with Dustin May on the mound for the Dodgers. So we'll definitely keep track on that. We'll see what's going on with the Dodgers later in the week. But, with what we've seen with the Giants and how they've been performing, obviously 10 games above 500 going back to Willy Adames. He's not performing well. I do think that there is a little bit to be said with Willy Adames being on this team because do they right the ship? Because remember how everything was going horribly for this Giants team for about a month. Does it get away from them? Do they get discouraged? Do they not become cardiac kids? Do they not string together these comeback wins? Do they not win 5 in a row to this point? If Willy Adames isn't there, obviously it can't just all be vibes. It just can't all be positivity from Willy Adames. But I will tell you this, he is a veteran. He's going out there and he's showing these young guys. I think that's the big takeaway from Willy Adames so far to this point. Obviously, you don't want him just to be a cheerleader. You don't want him to just be a clubhouse guy because that is a damn expensive role if that is the case. But the fact that he isn't a black hole in the sense of, he's a downer to this team. He's able to kind of show these young guys how you go about it, how you go through 162, how you get out of a funk, and how you continue to go out there and compete and remain professional and all that kind of stuff. Be a good teammate. I think that's a good learning curve for all these young guys that are on this roster right now. When you look to Willy Adames, you look to even Jung-Hoo Lee, and you go to Tyler Fitzgerald and all these other guys. And eventually when Bryce Eldridge does come up, I don't know what else he has done. I know that he started the year or not started the year. Well, yeah, he started his AAA of 2025 with a grand slam and has been hit good in that game. I haven't kept track of everything that he's been doing in Sacramento. Maybe we'll get Bay Rudy on it at some point when we get a couple of ABs, maybe when he's around the 50 at-bat mark in Sacramento, just to get a good gauge of where he is, and definitely like where he is defensively. But yeah, so it's going to be really interesting to see this Giants team kind of go toe-to-toe. I mean, we saw what they did against the Padres. They were able to muscle out some games. They split the series. Obviously, they're still losing the season series. what 2-4 right now. So, but they haven't played the Dodgers yet, and this weekend is going to be a huge, not a determining factor, but it's going to be a huge measuring stick for this team. Especially if you're throwing out Logan Webb out there and Landon Roop. I mean, give me Landon Roop any day of the week to go against the Dodgers right now. That offense is potent. Obviously, you can see that right now. They put up 2 runs in the top of the first, but the Padres battling back. It is the end of the first inning, 2-2, and Tommy Edman is coming up, and Haesung Kim is coming up, and Shohei Ohtani. After that, they're going to go to the top of the lineup. So Dodgers and the Padres underway. Giants, we'll have to see that measuring stick. Obviously, they went up against the Braves, but how much of this winning streak right now is it the Giants beating them, like straight up winning, or is it kind of you're beating up on a team that just doesn't have it this year? So questions are going to be answered as we get closer to the weekend, and obviously, first things first, it starts in Colorado. Kyle Harrison on the mound tomorrow. It's going to be it's going to be an interesting one. I'll tell you this. Walt's wager right for tomorrow. I don't bet that there won't be any runs in the first inning. That's a bet on Prize Picks. Don't take that one. Take the over if you can. Take the over of probably maybe two runs in that first inning. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting. I mean, I'm rooting for Kyle Harrison. I just don't have confidence in him. I really don't. I would love to see Robbie Ray out there. Can't pitch every game, but I would love to see Robbie Ray out there just for the fact of the matter that we would be able to see Robbie Ray on Sunday against the Dodgers. But the time will come. Robbie Ray will face the Dodgers at some point. Obviously, after this weekend series, the Giants don't play the Dodgers until they come to town right before the All-Star break in the second week of July, the weekend after 4th of July. So we'll talk about that as we get closer to that as well. But it's going to be a fun week. It's going to be a fun week of shows. We'll be back here on Wednesday. We'll talk about the Giants game tomorrow with Kyle Harrison on the mound. Then you got who's on the mound after Kyle Harrison? I'm drawing a blank now. Who is pitching on Wednesday? Oh, it's Robbie Ray. Jesus Christ. I got to get out of here. All right. So Robbie Ray going on Wednesday. We'll talk about that game going into it as well. But Kyle Harrison on the mound tomorrow against the Rockies. Whew, there's gonna be some fireworks, dude. So hopefully the Giants bring the bats, and hopefully Willy Adames can get it going as well. So you guys have a good one. Everyone that stopped in on the YouTube chat, Rocket New Era, who called in, AJ Cruz, obviously, who called in. It was a fun time as well. Anthony Mirakovich, appreciate you for stopping by for the couple of minutes. And let's see what else we got. Oh, Otis Bird, of course. Thank you, Otis, for stopping by. Lori in here, see you in here as well. Thank you all for stopping by and saying hello. And Derek Papa, Derek, are you jealous of the locks here? Are you jealous a little bit? Thank you for my God, the hair is glorious. All right, on that note, I am going to get on out of here. You guys have it. Yeah, Jesus. I'll play that drop for you guys tomorrow. You guys have a good one. Be safe, and we'll talk again on Wednesday. But until then, you guys have a good one, and of course, go Giants.